Hey, it's Travis, Stevens Truck Power. I'm going to show you a quick day-to-day operation here. We'll be filming throughout the day, just kind of showing you some of the jobs. They won't be step-by-step on the jobs, but kind of show you what we go through in a typical day here. So let me show you what we're working on, and then a few hours we'll hit it again, kind of show you where we're at. So, flip this around. So what we're doing today, we got Duramax here. We're going to pull injectors out of it and send them off and have them tested. Oh, Kyle here, he's going to be pulling those off. So we got that job. Shop's full, so we'll be working outside a little bit today too. But we got this 3406E cat. Over the weekend we found that it has a number 5 cylinder that's all scarred up. The reason we know that is we pulled the injector out and put a camera down the hole and was able to see that. And so as we start tearing that apart again, we will show you that. It was in a different spot on in the shop that we needed, so we had to put it back together real quick and move it over to this area. So we'll be tearing it down again, but when we get to that point, we'll show what we're looking at. And I don't know if you remember from our other video, we got this Ford that was on the lift with the cab off. We got that back on, and we're just putting the finishing touches on it. Weston will be glad when that baby's gone. But anyway, he's just finishing it up. We'll be test driving that throughout the day. In our Colorado, it's on the lift. Getting ready to pull the cab on that. And the other job we're working on today is we got this truck here on our pit. We're going to be doing a service on that and putting some front brakes on it. We also have another transmission job sitting on the side that we got to get in, so we're pretty busy today. This orange truck over here that you can see I'm walking up to is a transmission also. It is out, and we're waiting for the new one to show up. Heck, we even work on golf carts, so we're putting throttle cable on this for the local golf course. And then our other project out here, I'll walk by all our mess here, is we got this Kenworth sitting out here, and it's outside just because we can't get it in. Shop's full, but it's going to need a turbo. It come in running, barely running, and had some turbo actuator codes in it. We pulled the actuator off, as you can see right there, and this is a variable vane turbo, and this piece here is supposed to move, which it does not. It is seized in one spot right there, and I cannot move it. So when the new turbo shows up, I'll show you the difference in the two, but we'll be pulling that off and replacing that, and most likely the actuator. A lot of times when this happens, the actuator breaks inside because it can't move it. Anyway, we'll be doing that job today also. Lots to do with just a few of us, so anyway, we'll be back at it here shortly, but just show you what's going on, and hopefully you enjoy it. Thanks. Alright, we're back with this 3406E that I showed you a little earlier. It has a scarred up cylinder. We've now got the injector out of number 5 right here. We got a tube down it, which is a camera, as you can see me holding here. And I'll show you what we're talking about on the scarred cylinders. So the camera is right here showing us this. The bright light that you can see is the light shining that's on the end of the camera shining on the cylinder, but you can see the crisscross pattern, which is normal in a cylinder liner like that. And as we spin it around here, we'll get some up and down lines just coming into the picture there. And that is what's causing our compression problem. Quite a bit of it right there. It's where the pistons got hot. It swelled up and scarred up the cylinder. Only way to fix that is to put a liner in it. So we're going to go ahead and pull this down, pull the head off, and see what the rest of the cylinders look like, and go from there. Whether we're doing 1 or 6, we'll just have to see when we get it apart. So that pretty much shows you. We put an injector in this and it did not fix it, so we dropped this camera down it, and all looks good right there. You should see that crisscross, and then all this up and down that I'm getting into here is not good. So that's where we're at on it. Anyway, we'll continue to tear it down. We just got this back part off to show you, and we'll just take various videos as we tear it apart. Alright, back to the Duramax. We did get the injectors out. You can see the empty hole there. Maybe that's a little better. Anyway. We got them out. So yeah, we're going to send them off and see which one's causing our problem. We're probably going to end up replacing them all, but there is a warranty on this, and they'll only pay what's bad. So we have them marked like this, so we know which one's which. So there's 1, 3, 5, 7, and the same on the other side. Then we'll know which ones are what. So we're going to box them up, send them off, and see which ones we can get warranty to pay for. Alright, back to our turbo job. So this is the one off that I went to earlier, but as you can see before, the pretty solid, does not move. This is what we're looking for here. You can get a good picture of it right there, and of course it slides back and forth fairly easy. So yeah, that's what's gone wrong with this. So as far as the wheel goes, that you generally look at, it's fine. It spins and everything works, but the VGT, the sliding ring, is seized up. So that's why we're changing this. So we're going to go ahead and finish getting this on. We got it mounted now. We'll get a new actuator put on there and test it out. Alright, we're back at our ISX here that we're putting the turbo on. As we talked before, it's got this VGT turbo that has a sliding ring. Our new one now moves like it's supposed to. We're now installing the new actuator. It doesn't just bolt on, you have to program it with a laptop. We'll quickly do that, and then we'll get it bolted on and get this thing down the road. So we're plugged in. Then we got to go tell the computer we're plugged in, and then we will have to mount it and then tell the computer that it's mounted, and then it should calibrate. So we'll walk around the truck here. And hopefully you can see this. Radio in the background. So my icon here, over here on the left, we're going to go to the procedure. We're going to install actuator, which actually means plug it in. We hit that one. It asks me if we for sure want to do that, and we hit start down here in the corner. Okay, and we'll get a bar here. It says it's passed, so it's actually installed now. So we'll go ahead and mount that back on the truck, and then we'll come back and calibrate that, and it'll be ready to head down the road. Alright, so we got the actuator bolted on. We got it installed in the computer. Now we're bolted on. Now we'll just go around and calibrate, and we should be ready to go. And what calibrating does is it actually moves that gear that we moved beforehand, that we moved by hand, and make sure it sweeps the whole direction that it's wanted to, so that it'll work properly. So we go into calibrate. It'll ask me again a couple times if I really want to do that, and then it'll try and calibrate it here. and it says passed, which means our actuator is calibrated and good. It's on there right, and the turbo should work without flaw. So anyway, we're gonna put the water back in it and get everything bolted back up and send it down the road. Alright, we're back to our 3406 ECAT. Got the head off. Definitely looks a lot different. Less of a motor for sure. So now we're down to the cylinder liners. And each one of these liners, they pop out and they're replaceable. But back to the number 5 where we were looking at with the camera. Trying to get in here good for you. So these little lines here are normal. That's called crosshatch. They're kind of swirly lines. Those are all normal. As we move over, we can start to see these up and down marks right here. That's where the piston's hung up in there. A little bit on that side also. So definitely that's what we've seen with the camera. That's what we're seeing now. But we did find more interesting stuff. We got the head off, and we have a valve that has been beat up at the bottom of the head. So we got a chunk of valve gone right here, and this valve is, you can see where my finger is smashed in. So it's definitely getting a cylinder head and one cylinder. We're going to look it over a little closer, make sure we don't have other cylinders that we're going to need done. We may end up just going completely through this, depending upon mileage and what the customer wants to do. But definitely getting a cylinder in the head right now. But yeah, broken valve, bent valve. All right, more to come. Hey, so that's pretty much a day in the life of the shop. Things vary day to day, but just go show you what we do on a typical day, how much work we actually have here. So we got the injectors milled off for the black Chevy. We're going to have them tested and see which ones are bad. It does have a warranty, aftermarket warranty, so that's why we're doing that. We will end up changing them all, but we're just going to see which ones the warranty will pay for. I did show you this cat that we got the head off now that has the valve broke in it, and that'll be a whole separate video, but we'll go ahead and overhaul that most likely, and we'll show you that. We were able to get the cab off Duramax over here. Colorado Duramax, I should say, so that's different. Motors are sitting on the ground side by side, so we can swap them out. And we were able to get the turbo running and get that truck back on the road. So anyway, tune in again. We'll have more videos for you, but that's pretty much a day at the shop. Thanks.